Fellow traders, John with Tactical Trading here with a late week Thursday update. Not too bad of a week so far with some of my old favorites picking up steam. We're going to start here and take a look at one of the old channel favorites. And if you want some DD on this play, I do have a video on Fernhill Corporation right at the beginning of the year. I think it's either at the end of last year or the beginning of this year. But you can go back on the channel. The DD is still relevant on this. And I think this thing has a run left in it. So Fernhill Corporation closed up 25% today at 0.01617 on 45.5 million volume. As you can see here, we had 3 green days the last 3 days, so I do anticipate probably a little bit of a weaker day on Friday tomorrow, probably some profit taking going into the weekend. That's when I'm going to be looking to pounce on this thing. I'm going to be looking at about a $0.015 area, maybe a little bit lower to jump in this thing and start maybe adding to my position. We had some good volume today, like I said, the most volume since we had since late February. So I do anticipate this thing possibly having a good week next week. So really like Fernhill Corporation. In fact, we did have some news. They came out saying that they're going to participate in the Virtual Growth Conference presented by Maxim Group LLC, and that'll be on March 28th through March 30th, so they're already doing that right now. In fact, tomorrow being April 1st, they're already getting that going on right now. And then just earlier in the month, they announced that they're going to be engaging with their PCAOB auditor to get their financials audited. So definitely one I'm looking at, looking at for a nice run, probably testing some of those old highs maybe in the next couple months. So really like Fernhill Corporation. Another one is App Systems, APTY, closed up 16.5% today. This one was on 23 million in volume, so it did have some strong volume. Just like Fernhill Corporation, it's had 3 green days, 2 really strong green days. Did kind of pull back a little bit later in the day, so I think this thing may not have the pullback Fern does tomorrow going into late week, but it's a very good possibility. But still like APTY, waiting on that Spera stablecoin release. Once that happens, I think this thing really can have a nice move. And again, one of the channel favorites, CYBL Corporation, closed up 17.5% today, 0.01735 on almost 89 million in volume. If we take a look at the chart here, had one, this thing was just basically flagging right here at a $0.015, had its nice breakout day, so it broke to the upside of that channel there. I think this thing can continue, especially if we get some strong volume. We may get a little bit of profit taking early in the day, but then I think this thing may take off. It's a lot of good news with CyberLux, and we're still waiting on that share reduction coming up soon now. We had some runners pop out of nowhere this week as well. One of my favorites of this bunch is ARGQ. That's Argentum 47 Inc. closed up about 6% today at 0.0072 on almost 19 million in volume. So we had a nice day today on volume. As you can see, the last 3 days, actually on Wednesday or Tuesday, this thing just blew out of the water. Came from the 0.004 area to break almost up to the 0.012 to almost a penny and a quarter. So it almost tested these highs of 0.0129 of the 52-week highs. Had a very strong pullback yesterday, but on low volume. And today it kind of made its way back up a little bit above 80. From what I'm seeing, it looks like there were just a couple of sellers that just had a lot of shares to sell that were probably accumulating down here in these areas. So they have a merger. In fact, we can go over here. They executed a legally binding letter of intent to acquire TDS and TDS. Let's see here. What do I want to see here? Okay, I'm going to read this part here. It says, "This has been a long road for us at our Argentum, and I know it has been a long road for many of the shareholders too. This agreement with TDS is a major milestone for the company and all of its shareholders, as the agreement sees TDS become the controlling element of the company with a new and exciting direction. TDS has many blue chip clients and a phenomenal amount of activity within the artificial or AI intelligence sector. They are a well-managed company with a seasoned board of high-profile people. We have been very impressed with TDS from the outset and look forward to supporting them through this exciting transaction." This will be closing next month, being that tomorrow's April 1st. We will be closing this month on this transactions. So I definitely see this one breaking highs and possibly running to the 2-3 cent area. If we could take a look at the security details, they've been unchanged for some time now, and they only have about 360 million in the float. So low float play here for the OTC, like this one going forward. Another one had a rough day today. And but this thing just has an excellent share structure. This is a cannabis play, ECOX, Eco Innovation Group. As you can see, has a great share structure, only 180 million in the float. We take a look here at the chart. This thing did get beat up after its run here. I don't know why this display changes on me here. Take a look back at the last 3 months here. As you can see, this thing ran all the way up to about 0.008, or I'm sorry, 0.00. What was the high here? 0.0064 was the high, so it made new highs on the day. Pulled back towards the end of the day and then came all the way back down to 0.0027 on lower volume. So I think if we get any news or any volume out of this thing, I want you to keep this thing on your watch list. This is not a definite buy unless you want to take a small position and kind of just wait for this thing to maybe get some news. But with the share structure, any news will send this thing flying. So I want this thing on your radar. Another one that I want on your radar is another one that had a great day. And this is XCPL. Let me take a look. This one was down 16% today, closed at 0.014. Let me take a look at the chart. This thing absolutely exploded yesterday on news that they were going to be canceling their offering. So no shares hitting the market. So a lot of exciting things. And you can look here. There's a lot of DD out here. They have some videos and they have some information on future plans for the company. So I do expect we get some news coming soon. Again, there was a lot of volume coming on Tuesday, but not much movement. But then Wednesday, this thing absolutely exploded, went from the 0.006 area all the way almost to 2.5 cents. So this thing absolutely ripped a couple 100%, pulled back towards the end of the day, and then subsequently kind of got beat up a little bit today, had a red to green move, and then kind of pulled back down. So with the float, and I want you to take a look at the float here, the security details on this one. Only 39 million or 38.5 million in the float. So if we get some news, this thing can absolutely rip. And taking a look at the chart, this thing has traded as high as, I believe, 8 cents, if not better. Let me take a look here at the year chart. Yeah, this thing traded as high as this thing traded as high as almost 40 cents. It looks like 29. Nah, that's a wick. I mean, if you want to take a look at where this actually was trading, 17, 18 cents, but this thing did trade higher than that. So there's a lot of room to run in this thing, especially if we get some news. So I would definitely keep XCPL on your watch list. Another one that I really like that had some news, had a pop into the news, but then kind of just fizzled out after that, and that's Wanderport Corporation, WDRP, on news that they're actually be teaming up with UAMM to do NFTs. This is a company that's going to be dealing with NFTs. Really good share structure here, so I definitely want you to keep this on your radar. 8.5 million in volume. If this thing starts getting into the 10, 15, 20 million in volume, this thing can really move. If we take a look, there was a day where this thing, this thing gapped up from about the half a penny area and ran all the way up to 0.015. So ran all the way up to a penny and a half on 1 day's worth of move. So this thing can run. In fact, I think this thing ran from the 0.002 area to that in just 2 days. So, you had a 5, 6 bagger, 7 bagger just on that alone. So with the security details, you can see this thing has a good share structure, about 478 million in the float. So this thing can move if we get some good action on this. Another one is Cavu Resources. This one actually had kind of surprised me today. Has a good share structure, under 700 million in the float. Had some news today on 15.5 million volume. I expected this thing to close a lot better than it did. Ripped almost up to 2.5, 3 cents earlier today, and then about 2.5 0.0275, I think this thing ran to, and then 278, and then subsequently just pulled back down under 2 pennies. I love this thing under 2 pennies. This is a real company doing real things, good share structure in the real estate holdings. So I do like this company, and I think we got a chance for this thing to run. This thing hit highs of, I think, a little over 6 cents not too long ago last year. So, you know, even if you get this thing runs to 4 cents, you got 100% gainer out of this thing. So I really like CAVR going forward. Definitely want that on your watch list. Now, some other plays that have pulled back off the highs and are great buys at these levels, in my opinion. You know, just like WDRP, CAVR. There's some other plays that I think have a chance to move, and again, this channel, everything in here is my opinion. So I'm not a financial advisor. Don't take anything on this channel as financial advice. This is just my opinion, and I'm just talking about the market as I see it. Please forgive me for my voice. I'm actually feeling like garbage right now. I don't know if I'm coming down with something here, coming down with that Wu flu or whatever, man. It might be the 4th or 5th time I've had this stuff. Ridiculous, but whatever. We fight through it, man. A lot of elderberry and a lot of blueberries, strawberries, things like that. Some good foods, and you beat this thing back like a stick. Another one I like I was saying, one that I think needs some news, but I think it's going to fly. We're just waiting for the mergers to come in. You know, I've been talking about this thing all of March, DUTV. You definitely still want to. I love this play. This is one of my top plays in the OTC. Under a penny right now. This thing's an absolute steal. 0.0095. Like I said, I think this thing, we might get 3-4 cents, maybe even better out of this thing. So really like DUTV. Another one is United Communication Partners. This one's under a penny as well, too. Love this thing under a penny. This is UCPA. And waiting on a little bit of news with this one, under 3 cents. I believe this is a steal on 10 million volume, closed at 0.0289. This is INTK. So really like this one. And then one last one. Want to give a shout out to Sunnyland and Joe Kaz on this one. And this is Sydney Resources, 20 cents. This thing's an absolute steal. Do your research on this one. I think if this thing breaks these highs of 27 cents, it's off to the races. So I don't know. This one's gonna eventually break $1 in my opinion. So we at least got a 4-bagger here. I really like this one. Do your homework on it. Really like SDRC. But just kind of wanted to give you a little bit of update. You know, I'm working on a video on some securities that have not taken off yet, but are simply waiting on some updates or some news to get the ball rolling on these things. And that's about it. I got much for you. We will be back on OTC Saturday this Saturday. I may come out with one tomorrow night. But that's all I got for you today. Always remember, this is a business. It should be treated as such. Devise a plan with strict rules. Always stick to those rules. Always be open to learning and improving your skill set. Use mistakes as an opportunity to grow, and only rely on your skills and judgment when entering and exiting a trade. Most importantly, be a professional. And as always, let's get that money, traders.